For quite a few years now, pit bulls have gotten a bad rap. The breed is thought to be full of aggressive, violent dogs. But there are groups that are dedicated to changing that stereotype. As part of a Find a Friend segment today, sponsored by Rascal Animal Hospital, I'm happy to have Steffen Baldwin back with me, the director for ACT Ohio, which is the Animal Cruelty Task Force. So welcome back, Steffen.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, I want to talk about this gorgeous, people-friendly, amazing little dog you have with you today.
Yeah, so this is Belle, and Belle came to us from Cleveland. I got a call from the dog warden up in Cleveland, the chief dog warden, and they had found her through part of an investigation where they're looking at dog fighting organizations, and she is what you typically know as a bait dog. She was bred smaller and used specifically for fighting dogs to practice on. Her teeth have been filed down straight across so she can't fight back. And of course all the scars and the pictures of how she came show kind of her history.
Her history, and she has one. We're gonna look at some photos. They may be a bit disturbing to some folks because she was put through a very rough life, really, when she was first brought up.
I mean, to put it bluntly, it was hell. You know, that every single day she woke up to get beat up. That was her life. So, and she's come so far now that we can use her as an ambassador in schools, and she's just a fantastic, fantastic dog now. And
I imagine there had to be a lot of treatment and recovery that she went through. So what kinds of things did it take to get her to the dog she is today?
Definitely. We actually have some YouTube videos up on our ACT Ohio YouTube page that go through some of the weeks of her rehab, because it was some of the most extensive rehab. And we really had to dial everything back with her and use less senses. So we started with her sense of smell. She couldn't see other dogs, she couldn't touch other dogs, but she could smell them. And being in a different part of the house, a different room. And we worked really on building her relationship and our bond with the dog and building her trust level while she slowly got desensitized to the idea that other dogs aren't going to hurt her. Okay. Other dogs aren't going to attack her. And slowly, bit by bit by bit, through positive reinforcement, through good experiences, we basically reshape her understanding of the world. And that's what we do with a lot of dogs, but she was probably our most extensive rehab case.
And that's a lot of the kind of emotional recovery. Obviously, physically, she had to go through a lot too.
Sure, exactly. I mean, you can't really tell from now. I mean, you can see the scars, of course, but her jaw was falling apart. They had to do reconstructive surgery to put it back together. She was emaciated. She was, you know, she was basically left for dead almost, so.
And that's kind of where your relationships come in. I know you work with Rascal Animal Hospital, correct, obviously, and other groups that kind of help you when you have a case like this.
Correct, yes. So we got the call from the Cleveland Animal Control. We were the only group that they trusted to take this dog because of her dog issues, because of her fear and what she'd gone through. So we picked her up, we drove her down to Rascal Animal Hospital here in Dublin, and Dr. G took great care of her physically. So, and that's our partnership with Rascal. Sure. Is they've healed the body and we heal the mind, basically, and then we have a whole dog.
Okay, so she has since, as you said, become an ambassador. So what does that mean?
Well, you know, we take Belle out a lot. She goes to a lot of schools with us where we teach dog safety. We just finished up National Dog Bite Prevention Week last week. Children are the #1 group to be bitten by dogs, and when they are bitten, they're the #1 group to require hospitalization. It's just a statistic, it's a fact, and it's because children don't understand dog behavior. They don't understand what will set a dog off, and they don't know how to be safe around a dog. So we take Belle out because she loves kids so much, she loves people so much, and she goes out and we teach children about dog behavior, how a dog thinks, why a dog's going to want to run up to you and smell you, first of all, you know, why that's an important thing to do, and how the children can stay safe in that regard, so we can hopefully bring down some of those numbers of dog bites across the country.
And when you take her into a school, I can imagine the kids' response is just like, this is the nicest, friendliest dog, she'd never bite me. But you have to teach them that even when they seem like they're not threatening, there could be something that happens, right?
Exactly, sure, and it couldn't be not just their behavior. Sometimes they have a medical problem. You know, all dogs are individuals. They all are deserving of space if they need space. So, you know, that's where we teach them to ask for permission and make sure that the dog wants to be petted, and then go through the proper steps to not scare the dog and set them off. And there's so many little things that go through this process that we all think is common sense that so many children just don't know, and so many parents just don't know either. So education is a huge component for us.
Is huge. Okay, and one of the things you also have been fighting against is breed discrimination. And I know this weekend you've got a big event at the State House.
Yes, and I'm only one of the speakers there, but I'm very proud to be part of the Ohio Pitbull March. Last year, Rebecca Corey went out to Washington, D.C. She's a comedian and actress, and she did the 1 Million Pitbull March, where a bunch of pitbull activists and advocates from all across the country went to Washington, D.C. Of course, the White House opposes breed discriminatory legislation. Every major organization, the KVMA, and they all oppose breed discriminatory legislation. And Ohio 2 years ago took the word pit bull out of their statute for dangerous dogs statewide, but there's still about 20 municipalities where they still enforce it locally. And so the Ohio Pit Bull March at the State House this weekend is a chance for us all to get together and rally and show some support to put an end to that, and to make sure that we focus our minute public resources on actually finding dangerous dogs regardless of how they look. And how they look is irrelevant. We should go beyond discriminating, and we should be focusing on actual behavior so we really can keep communities safe. That's a critical, important thing to do, is to keep communities safe. We don't want to say, that we're here just to make sure that all pit bulls have everything that they need. We're here to keep communities safe, to keep children safe, and the right way to do that is to focus on the behavior rather than the appearance.
Okay, Stephen, thank you so much again. That Saturday at the State House, if anybody wants to join in Bell, thank you for being so amazing.